Alright, I'm setting some stuff up. I got maximum latency on because my computer's a bit old. Uh, so just give me 1 second. If you can hear me, let me know. Hello, hello. Alright, so I'm not used to doing streams, so I might be a little bit slow. I got some stuff to work on, but I also don't know how good I am at multitasking, so it might be a little just drawing some goobers. But if my annoying generic YouTube music is in the way, I can kill that if I need to be louder. Great. How's everyone doing? I'm not doing a crypto coin, by the way. I was just being goofy. But yeah, so let me show what I want to work on. But if anyone has any questions, just let me know. Okay, so I was thinking about working on these little eco lodge things I did a while ago. I want to do like a longer video inside like an eco hub where eco lodges are getting launched. So this is like my basic thing. I want some blues and greens, very tropical storm outside, and I want some reds and oranges on the inside so it's nice and warm. And I want a big sky. I want washing machines for some reason. I want some patio furniture. I want a greenhouse. Oh, and I also will need a device to show text, like a radio or something. So that's kind of like my guide for what I want to do. So let me get started on that. Oh, TTRPG update too. Like, I'm working with a company, and they're really good. And it's all kind of early, and it's not that I've got secrets. I just don't want to say anything unless it doesn't pan through. Because like, at the moment they're talking to like manufacturers and stuff. So it's like making sure we can make the ideas that I've got, and also that it doesn't get too expensive. I don't want it to be like really bloated or anything. So, other than that, should be cool. If you had to sell someone something, what should I sell? I don't know. Uh, Housing. All right. Perspective ruler. Ooh, I'm getting errors that the experience may not be smooth because my internet in Toronto is very bad. Okay. So, if you guys don't use Clip Studio, it's got perspective rulers, and I always say that I love them because they're really good. So, like, this is the 2 point perspective, which I go for. This determines where your horizon is. I kind of want it rule of thirds, so roughly around here. And then you can just use the snap lines to figure it out. So it's like, oh, if I wanted a table in the foreground, boom, 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 perspective. And then we can throw a window up here. And maybe the window's on a corner and it goes there. And it's kind of like that. So it's like really good. It helps if you know the rules to begin with, but yeah, as a snap thing, that's awesome. Oh, there's so many messages coming through. I'm sorry if I missed anything. I don't have the brain for this at the moment. Oh, the Beepo? Yeah, I'd love to. Like, in my head, I'd love it to be a movie like Rat Race, where it's just like different little factions of people racing across the desert trying to get to this last shuttle up into space. Um, so that's what I'd want. I don't even mind revealing like what the ending would be too. There would be just a guy who's like, you know, he's just like kind of ruthless, and he's like, keep your eye on the prize until it's over, and then eventually he gets out there with someone else, and when they're in the Utopia ship, they end up like just sneaking up and killing him, and just like repeating his line to him. But that's as much as I thought through. Like that's a with a lot of my stuff. It's I think of movies and then I just take a little part of the movie and then the movie never gets made because life is short and there's too many ideas and you just have a crack at them. Okay, I'm a little all over the place, so I'm gonna just try and do more broad strokes to begin with. So I want it tropical. We're gonna drop this line down a bit. And then ideally some type of mountain situation going on. And then somewhere over here I want like the washing machines kind of in this world. And I think I want like an open doorway and then maybe like be more over here. Some foreground nonsense, window, greenhouse type of stuff over here. So we'll have to like sort of swoop the window over. Maybe it's a counter that comes out that way. And then like some very light fencing. Sploware? I don't know, maybe one day. I've had so many people ask me to if they could make the idea, and just because like the way stuff works, I can't really give people permission to make my stuff because then it's then I can't make it later. It's weird, but I keep telling people like a lot of the ideas in Sploware aren't original. Like just pull out the parts you like and make it. Like I have no ownership over farming sims and cooking sims and stuff. Like just make it your own and you're golden. But that's also part of the TTRPG too. It's like this is me learning more like design stuff and like longer narratives and especially like interactive narratives. That's a whole new thing for me. We should probably get some bikes up in here actually, like up on the wall. Sorry if these sketches don't read. But for the TTRPG, I can at least say that it will most likely be a Kickstarter early next year and then like fulfilled during the year. But so it is unfortunately still a little bit of a way out. But hopefully I have some more information on that soon. I'm working on a few different things for it. And I've been just absorbing different TTRPG guidebooks. And I really like the Into the Loop one because that's also like another artist who took their work and made it into sort of a game sort of system. So if anyone has any like TTRPG guidebooks that they really really liked, let me know because I'm just eating all those up at the moment. I want some monitors up here, I think, and then something comfy, some food. Actually, some food out this way. Yeah, definitely. Definitely keep making When Society Collapsed stuff. I enjoy that. That one's fun. The truth is, like, everything I make, I'd love to keep making sequels to. It's just... time is finite. And unfortunately, animation is just so labor-intensive. It's frustrating. Alright, so for this short is actually going to be something completely different, and even if I get a lot done today, I'm not sure when it's done, but this one I actually want to make like a 30-minute video. So this one would be more of kind of like the King Bigfoot stuff, where there's like a radio presenter. So this one I want to have like a dozen small tracks, and then in between each track there's an announcement. And this one's just about the Eco Scouts on like a continent or a foreign planet. I haven't really decided yet. and this is like the main hub, and like the radio will play, and it'll be a guy in like a launching satellite that'll be like, you know, ocean hubs deployed. They'll be heading to the so and so reef to do X, Y, Z. And the next deployment will be on the next wraparound of the planet. And then it plays a song for a bit. So it's very like background sort of stuff. This one I wanted to be very like tropical afternoon rain. That's why my little reference guide has these like really like soft colors and stuff. And I grew up in Queensland, which is very tropical in Australia. And I miss the summer rain. I miss the hot rain. Or just like smash the tin roof and be super noisy. So that's the inspiration for this. I'll try and answer some questions here. Any advice on line work? Your lines always look really nice and sketchy without looking messy. It's color blocking for sure. All right, let's switch over to Goose real quick because I will show you what I mean. Like I've learned to build myself for speed because I like animating. So like I am so rough with my lines. So let's say we want to do like a rabbit in armor. I don't know why that, but like if I'm in a rush, this will be the character. I just go quick, give it some ears. I love my pauldrons. We'll give him some muscles. And like, I enjoy negative space. Like, I don't worry about connecting things as long as I get the form in. And then I always drop my shadows in. Chest plate. We'll give him some abs. Big feet. Scratch up the metal. Put some texture on the fur. And so the secret to all good, like a lot of my line work is just color blocking. So as long as you like fill the shape out, it always just it just works. You know, because like I feel like a lot of people do this where it's like I used to always sit on Control Z, where it's like like you'd be like, you draw your perfect eyes or whatever, and then it's just like, nope, 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 no. You know, like you try and hit the straight line. So I'm anti-perfectionist, and yeah, just I don't know. It's like as long as you get the idea across, it doesn't. That's all you need. You don't need to like sell the. You don't need to put it all together as long as it can like come across for what you're intending. Yeah. All right, I'm gonna scroll up and try and read stuff. I feel like I'm being rude here. If you make a campaign from Daggerheart, I would pay for that. What's Daggerheart? Why do I know that name? I don't know Daggerheart. Oh, Critical Role. Okay, I don't really know a lot of Critical Role stuff, but I'm gonna add that to my list of things to read. I know lots of people love Critical Role, and they've told me to watch it, and I will one day. Critical Role. It's evening. It's 7 p.m. for me because I'm in Toronto. Hey Luke, who's your favorite character in the Bible? Yours is Isaac. Mine's Luke. Played Chrono Trigger for the first time recently. Good God, it's good, and the rules for combat are so clear. I think that would transfer very well to a TTRPG. Chrono Trigger rules. I love Chrono Trigger. I loved like one of the things in particular I like about Chrono Trigger is the way you could like do the dual abilities, like people team up. Though I remember never really using it that much in the game because I was a kid when I played it, but I like working together, so that will be a little bit of the combat in mind for sure. Ever thought of getting more people to help you? I'm sure there are some folks out there that would happily help for free. Yeah, and I will eventually. Like, so many people have asked to do like voices and stuff, and I do want to work with other people, but like for right now, I'm in my own little bubble making my own worlds, and that feels really really nice. So I'm just holding on to it for as long as I can, because once it's gone, it's gone. I feel, and like when I'm making my own little worlds, I get to be super pretentious and have fun with that. I wouldn't do that with other people, so at least not as much. And so eventually, yeah, I will work with others, but well, I mean, like I'm working with the TTRPG people, for instance, so it's going to be a slow transition. I strongly suggest design patterns for successful role-playing games. It's clearly written by an engineer. That's fantastic. Thank you so much. That's a really good one. Let me quickly write that down. Oh, thank you for $5. Thank you for the bits. I don't know how to actually respond to that sort of stuff. I'm sorry. I don't think I'll do one for Daggerheart, but maybe if I read it and I fall in love with it, maybe I could look into it. Dripping animation will be fun with the bike railing sounds. Yes, the tings. I don't know how I'm going to do the drops on the window here, but there will be, you gotta have those little guys racing down. I have to, even if I have to do it by hand and just loop it for 30 minutes, that's all doable. So good. Negative spaces within sketches. I've tried to incorporate it, but I just can't. Yeah, it's tricky. You just gotta be lazy, I guess, in a way. You just gotta accept it. And like, if you're just getting into it, one thing you can do is just use it for your softer lines. So it's like you might draw this, and this is going to be like really strong lines, and then it's like, well, the hair can be a little bit wispy. The hair can just sort of have its own stuff. So that's one way of doing it. Just things you don't want to draw attention to. I find mouths love a dotted line. Like it's like instead of that, it's like doop, doop, doop. And I don't know. I think that's good to me. Can't say because I'm playing a game of Blood on the Clock Tower, but I want to say hi and have a good stream. Oh, Harold! I know you in IRL. Thank you. I have fun, and I will have a good stream. Craziest idea for a short? I don't know. I want to do a big dreamscape one once, where everything's like really melty and bouncy and stuff. So that's it's above my skill level. So that's probably the craziest idea for the future. Favorite apocalypse story? Oh, I'm sure I'm forgetting some. New Vegas is pretty up there, but that's a good question. I feel like I can't think of it. Yeah. There's gotta be some. Omega Man's good too. Hey Luke, watch time first time commenter. I just want to thank you for all the worlds you make. Really inspire me to create more. Thank you. That's great. No, thank you. Like, yeah, making stuff is everything. Making stuff is what brings me the most joy in life. So that's awesome. Just want to say I love your work. Thank you, Artemis. Hello, Olympia. Luke, do you have a luscious mustache in real life? I have a mustache in real life. I wouldn't call it luscious. Will we ever see the Boyish Cute Night again? Yes. Boyish... Alright, those nights, I have so many stories I want to tell with them. They're like I want to do a 2,000 chapter manga with them, but like... Oh, I don't have the time. That one would be nice if a studio ever wanted to work on with it with me, because like... I know what happens to them after the time skip. I know who makes it to the end. Yeah. So yeah. They're a bit too big for the shorts, which is annoying sometimes because I want to put them in fun fight scenes, but that's just more labor than I really have time for. But yeah, they're not going anywhere. They're being in my hearts forever. Might have to watch this later. The buffering is driving me nuts. I'm sorry. It is honestly just my really cheap internet in this really old building that I live in. But that's something I might have to look into in the future. Or pre-record. Just, I don't know. Support you on Patreon. Is there other ways to do so? No, honestly, just watch my stuff and share my stuff. I don't want to turn on YouTube memberships because then it's like, well, then I have to turn on Instagram, whatever their one is, and the TikTok, whatever ones. I think Patreon is the only one I feel comfortable really letting people donate to me for. And other than that, I don't know, just watching my stuff. That's all good. Yeah. Wonder I might be able to. Hang on, let me go to OBS. I'm going to drop the quality. Alright, I halved the bit rate. Hopefully that helps a little bit. Alright. Thanks for the stream. If you're giving advice, what gave you the inspiration to get started? Spite. I was pitching TV shows for a couple of years there, and it's like I struggled so much to explain to people why my ideas, and they always wanted to like have a family element, make what's the A story and B story of episodes, stuff like that, which is very sitcom as well. And like I just got annoyed trying to convince people of like the vibes and the flavor that I wanted to make, and I was getting better at it. And it's like I don't want to go keep doing this for a few more years and get really good at pitching, and still have a very low skill at actually making stuff. So it's like, yeah, I just channel that spite and make stuff. So yeah, that's my advice to get started. Just make what you want. Like honestly, like I put this in my Q&A video, but the best advice I ever got was someone just saying like, don't have such an ego to think only you like what you like. And it's so true. It's like none of us are that special, sort of like unique individuals that what we like we wouldn't find other people to like. So just make what you want, and you'll be way ahead of the curve of everyone else trying to make what they think people want, to be honest. So yeah, make what you want. That's the inspiration. Well, delaying the live for 5 seconds helps. That might be the thing. Can you do some teeth with a dotted line? 100% you can. Okay, so like, because like full set of teeth are weird. So let me draw some. It's like these are a bit cartoony, but you know, like it's like yucky. So like I like just like implying the gums if you really want a nice little set of teeth. And then like the molars at the back you can put a bit of life into. You can do that, and you can even just break them up a little bit here and there if you want. But yeah, dotted line for teeth. Favorite video I've made? Oh, I don't know. That's a hard one. This stuff I made originally that I liked a lot, where like I did one where it said I like making things, and I had that little frog creature, and I distorted I added noise and shifted the RGBs in different directions, and then somewhere in the middle of that I was like, oh, I love how texturous this is. And I know I do abuse like RGB, like the redshift a lot with my work, which so I get a few complaints about, but that toothy gritty is it's good. I don't know why that's the answer to my favorite video, but yeah, there you go. Is your work influenced by Midnight Gospel at all? Really reminds me of it. Not directly, but I did like that show, you know. And yeah, there's definitely an influence to it. Like I like a nice navel gazy story over just some sort of simple stuff. Yeah. Oh, 3 minutes on. I got your email. I was meant to reply. I will reply after this. I'm sorry. I got a bit swept up in the this week. But yeah, I'll get back to you soon. Uh, you're all glazing me. This is too much. But thank you, everyone. Where do I get the sound effects for my videos? So a lot of my a lot of the sources I have for stuff, I go into Humble Bundle. I keep an eye on it, and when there's game developer packs, um, I snap up any sound bundles for that. That's why I got a lot of little retro sounds. That's why I have so many ambient, like nature sounds and stuff. So that's the primary sort of thing. And I worked at reception at an animation studio for a while, and when I left, I took all the Hanna-Barbera sound effects, so I got them too. I don't do. Oh, sorry, I'm jumping around here. What artist pieces of work have you been inspired by the most? I think it's Zach Gorman. Is that? Oh, wait. Let me double check that name. Yeah, Zach Gorman. He does some really nice Zelda stuff, and that's always been a bit of inspiration for me. And whenever I think about doing something Zelda, I just think of his ideas, so I can't even like bring my own to it. But he would do like some nice rainy sort of stuff. So like this one, like the original Link, where it's like here's a sword, but it's a curse, not a gift, and that's really good. But he also does really funny stuff, which I like. Like he's got my favorite Donkey Kong comic, where it just shows a crashed plane and two people wearing like full sets of clothes, like in skeletons in the jungle, and then it shows the shadow of like a gorilla or an ape and a monkey, and then like the tie was stolen and the hat and shirt and stuff. So obviously Donkey Kong did. He just raided these corpses for human clothes, and that's really funny to me. Yeah, have you ever thought of sending offers for art out? I'm sure some people would love to commission stuff from you. I like making my own stuff. Like that's the goal. Animation takes up more than 40 hours a week, so like I don't have a lot of spare time, and I've got more projects than like time I want to do stuff. So I just don't have spaces for commissions. Like I didn't I built up the skill set to do what I'm doing right now, and that's most of my time. But I don't know. It would be nice to make stuff for people in the future, though. Do I have a job aside from animating? I don't. So I got into a lot of this uh, almost 2 years ago because I got fired from a graphic design job. And it was the first time I got on unemployment. And I was like, oh, I'm just going to do what I want for a while. And I've been working hard at YouTube and like just all the feeds and that. And so this is almost paying for me to live, but not quite. I have destroyed my savings, and I had to borrow money earlier in the year to pay rent. But I'm almost this is almost my job. I just have to work a lot. Yeah. Thank you, everyone. Sorry, I'm just reading all the message. Uh, who was Lady Gigantosaurus Rex before society collapsed? I don't know. Like, it's not shown in any of the animations, but she was a raider leader, which is funny because Farmer Daniel tried to steal from her. Like, she kind of like gave it up and then met Farmer Daniel who tried to gank her, and she's like, "Yeah, I've been there." Um, I don't know. I guess she'd have to be a bodybuilder though to be that like stonked up. So we'll say it's a bodybuilder. So it's lean beef patty. That's all it is. Would you ever allow someone to develop one of your game ideas? Maybe. I I'm so possessive of them that I'm like, um, I want to do everything, which is dumb because like you're not going to get anywhere if you're going to grasp the reins and try and do everything. But uh, yeah, I would in the right circumstance for sure. As no, so it's Zach Gorman. Let me just. I'm just going to copy one of his. So yeah, I'm already just showing other people's content, but like, yeah. So he was a big inspiration because he like just zooms in on these little things. Um, so yeah. Go check his stuff out. He's good. Where's his Donkey Kong? Yeah, this is the Donkey Kong one. If I could ever match his tone, I'd be very happy. Yeah. Uh, do you teach social friends some tricks from your profession, or you don't have many artsy friends in life? I have mostly just artsy friends, mostly. Um, but no, I'm a terrible teacher. I don't think I'm very good at it. Like I could get better at it, but I also don't have too much of a desire to. Uh, but yeah, that's that. Do you have any advice on getting better or doing art or storytelling like how you do? It's all practice. Like when I started doing the shorts, I was like, man, I'm gonna dry up out of ideas real quickly. Like I'm going through my ideas folder, but everything you make just gives you more ideas. So like to get better is just to practice, which is that annoying advice that you get given a lot. But yeah, the more you make, the better you get, the more ideas you get. Um, and I always recommend making small things like I've done with these shorts because it's you'll hit walls that you don't like waste too much time hitting walls. Like I've done some of those shorts I've made I are stinkers, and I know they're stinkers while I'm like halfway through, but it's like, well, let me finish it and think about why I don't like it. And it's either like, all right, I didn't do it good and I want to come back to it, or it's like, oh, I'm just going in a direction I just don't care about, and I don't really want to like do sketch comedy type of stuff too much, or at least not solo. Uh, yeah, so that's my advice. Just keep making stuff. You'll get better at it. Alan Becker's work. All right, I'm adding that to the list. I don't spend much time world building. Like I not to give away like the source or something like that, but um, I just zoom in. Like I did one recently about like the aliens were going to come back and they in 10 years and it's been 18 years or whatever. Like I have no idea what the aliens are up to. I'm just thinking about the people uh, who are just left with an unanswered question and like where do you go from that? Like do you keep preparing? Do you accept it? Do you throw it out? You start making theories about the aliens, but you can't. There's no way to confirm any of them. So like, how do you deal with that? So I don't go that wide with world building, but sometimes I do. Oh, do I think skeleton animation is lazy? No, like it has pros and cons. Like for me, I don't I don't have to future proof anything because I don't. Once a short's done, it's done. Like so many backgrounds on those shorts. If there's something in front of it, I never drew what's behind it. I'm not worrying about reusing anything. So like skeletons are just better for that. But I would rather just be able to like. Generally, they're not going to be moving that much in the frame and my stuff anyway. So, um, yeah, for me, I don't really do skeletons because yeah, I don't worry about future proofing. But yeah, skeleton stuff's fine, and it's just like the better you want it to be is the more work you got to put into it, and yeah, pros and cons. It's just different stuff. Pros and cons. What's the purpose of putting my stuff on Newgrounds? I loved Newgrounds growing up. I there was always a part of me that was just like, oh, why didn't you ever animate? Why didn't you ever put stuff on Newgrounds? And it's and then you just do it, and it's like, oh yeah. And I've gotten like daily trophies, so have you, which is fun. It's like very cool childhood satisfaction, and it's I don't know. I mean, I know it's a bit of a stinky place, old Newgrounds, but I do love it a lot. I owe a lot of my sense of humor to it, for better or worse, and it's crazy if you go on there because it's if you were on there years ago, it's still the same. People are still making Sonic vs Mario fight cartoons like that. That didn't end. We just left it. We just walked away from it. But yeah, I like Newgrounds. Tom Fulp messaged me once, and that's my biggest celebrity freak out moment, to be honest. How do you keep up the habit of drawing or animating without letting your failures deter you? Jeez, that's always been my problem. TVH. I don't know. I love everything I make, warts and all. Like that's the thing. I post my stinkers. I think you just yeah, you just have to. I feel like if you made your best piece of work today, in like 5 years, you're gonna see all the cracks and flaws in it anyway. Like whatever you make is just gonna look worse over time anyway. So like, just just love it for what it is. And that's the thing. If you chase perfection, then you'll always just hate your stuff. So don't do that. Um, yeah, just get the stinkers out of your system and then keep going forward. I think that's the I don't know. That helps me at least. Uh, I use a Cintiq. I got the I can't remember what the model number was, but I dropped like $1,500 on it like 7, 8 years ago, and I know there's like way more affordable and decent ones now, but I got the old chunk. I love it. Still works. It's great. Uh, yeah, like I've got an iPad with Procreate, and I think it's really good. But I like sitting at my computer. I like having my workstation, better back support, and all that sort of stuff. I think I'll make this like a clear plastic corrugated see-through thing, but all dirty. I can't have it end here because then that creates a traction line, which just like draws your eye too much. So we have to make it kind of go off this way. Is anyone want to collab with? Hideki Anno, Shin Godzilla Evangelion creator. That's that were. Actually, I'm too scared to work with them. I'll change it. I don't want to do something else. Uh, I'm not sure. It'd be cool to get in with Zach and Oni, Smiling Friends guys. They've already got an Australian though. They don't need me. Um, how did you discover your own unique art style? It's just copying people I like, honestly. Just like, just find the vibes you like and have your own go at them. Years ago, I did a drawing a day for a whole year, and I think that really helped me solidify my style. And my catch was, I couldn't draw anything I'm comfortable with, so it made me draw environments. And now, like, I'm a big environment guy now. I never thought I would be, but I love doing environmental storytelling. So like, I did lots of environments. I did lots of colors that I'm not used to, like stuff without line art, stuff with different types of line art. Like, yeah, just if you get out of your comfort zone and just draw stuff you hate, it'll improve your art, but also help you find your art style, for sure. Idea for short: guy riding a hoverbike, listening on the radio with a planet in the background. I could do that. I could absolutely do that. You know what? I'm still in it. I'm still in it, and there's nothing you can do about it. Yeah, with Tom, I don't like know a ton about him, but like everyone just says such nice things about him. Like does seem like such a solid guy. Uh, there was a Newgrounds meetup, but I in Toronto 2 years ago. But I was too nervous to go, and I regretted it. So next time. Yeah, no, mash a bunch of styles together and get the result. Like, you know, um, there's definitely a lot of anime influences in my work, but I wouldn't call my work anime. Like, yeah, honestly, just try different stuff, and you'll instinctively pick and choose what you value out of different things. Put some patio furniture out here. To a side table. Art style is how you like to draw stuff wrong. 100%. I agree completely with that. Oh, did it go down? Okay. My browser just crashed for a sec there. Are people hearing me? Are we good? Would I consider doing art and animation review streams? Maybe. I don't know. I like stuff too much. I don't know. I don't know if I have a critical enough eye for it, but I'd be down. I don't know. Sometimes I like art, just letting art sit. You don't always need to justify everything, but I'm not against it. Okay, cool. Glad I'm back. Like for backgrounds, you can use gradients just to make things good. Like I'll show you my classic background that I kind of do a lot. So usually I get the gradient tool and I just do. Don't on. Something like that. Oh, the other way around. And then, so you gradient it up. You can do sunsets or whatever. And then it's like, close mountains. Slightly further away and smaller mountains. Then tinier, even smaller mountains. And then I basically get a layer clip it over the top, make it completely white, and just use different levels. So the ones at the back you want to be lighter. Technically in real life it's the saturation that goes down, but like doing a white cover over the top is not too bad. Then the third level, do it even less. And then your foreground can kind of stick out a bit. And you just play around with it to make it whatever you want. And like, it's solid. If it's sunset, you can add some reds and stuff into it. Yeah, that's my lazy background. And if you like my clouds that I do sometimes, that is all Clip Studio. Whoa. There's some really nice brushes, so like you can just sort of do whatever you want with them and they come out good. I got a bunch of these on here. Yeah. So, yeah. All right. I think I caught up on those questions. So, yeah, so there are these clouds. I wonder if I can... Yeah, if you have Clip Studio, just go to the website where they got all the brushes, and like if you just search for clouds, I think like so many of them are free too. So I use the cloud ones a lot. The brush I get asked for a lot is like, what's the one I use for when society collapses and that, and it's the default texture brush on Clip Studio. Like I usually just pull it a little bit back from black, and like this is the brush I use to do when I want anything really texture-y. And also, when I know I got to draw a lot, it's like I can get away with this brush more than other brushes. So, yeah. All right, go back to the eco. So I haven't written the script for this one, but it's gonna be So it's I don't know. Yeah, there'll be like a dozen different little eco scouts, and I'll use clouds up in the background here, so it'll be like you kind of just see things getting launched to different like locations across the planet. We can leave the last bike rack empty. Maybe it's gone off somewhere. I'm thinking about maybe having some drones fly off every now and then with care packages for the different places that come down, but that's not necessary. Let me check my guides again. Was there anything I missed out on? Big sky. And the rest are like colors. Okay, yeah, cool. Kind of works. I did goof slightly because I didn't do a lot of these to the perspective correctly, so I'm just gonna adjust. Oh, another nice thing about these perspective lines, especially when you're doing grids and stuff, is it does these, and you can adjust the grid size. So, because I'm doing tiles, I can just kind of use this as my quick guide. And you adjust it. And then I just draw along the lines, and I'm like, oh, cool. That one a bit off. And these are just guidelines for when I actually do the inking, so I'm not too stressed. I might just turn that into a matte because it's so far back. Yeah. How much do you draw before you start animating? Not that much. Yeah, I'm pretty... I kind of just jumped straight into it. Let me let me pull up a old one. So this is like the file for everything, like for my last animation. Like you can see the text was like the last thing I made there. So let's see what I started with. So that's like me figuring out where the buildings are. There's perspective lines. I think, yeah, this was basically what I did to start with. And then the next iteration was... That's nothing. Yeah, that was it. You know? And, like, it makes sense. Like, I just start filling it out. Because I definitely did this, and I was like, oh, yeah. I got to shadow out and darken it. And I feel like the final piece did lose some of this energy. And I even, like, practiced with some halftone dots for the windows, but I didn't really like it, so I didn't really go through with it. But, yeah. That's basically what I start with, and then I start animating. How do you stay focused? When I make a song, I can easily get distracted. Today, I don't know. Like originally, it was like, oh yeah, I'm on unemployment, so this is a finite time. Like I gotta go hard, otherwise, what am I doing? Um, but now I just like it. I guess that's how I stay focused. And if I don't stay focused, I'll have to go get a regular job again, and that's quite the motivator. Oh, thank you, Jack. Thank you, Contents Trend Leader. You're doing so good for your age. Not that I'm too worried about continuity, but I'll try and match the line art from the original, because I know I did some slightly off black, sorry, line art. Yeah. Let's get rid of that. Yeah, too thick. We'll go for 3. Let's go for 4. We'll use the real G pen. Yeah, 5 seems good. Cute. I've thought about animating on stream because I am just sitting at my desk most of the day doing it anyway. But I I I could do it and maybe not look at chat too much because I'm kind of in my head a lot when I do it. Uh, so it's something I've been thinking about. But I'm a very isolated person. I have multiple days a week where I don't talk to another human being, and it's kind of good for me in a way. Like, so I don't know how connected I can be, but I should give it a go. Like, I'm already here. I'm already on the computer. Am I groovy or glooby? I gotta be glooby. Oh, so lo-fi is just my friends. So the idea, because I got a couple of musician friends and they like making stuff. So the idea is if they make stuff, I'll animate a thing to it and we put it up on that channel. There isn't much there. Like they've got children and lives and stuff. So it's just like if they feel like making music, I'll make something to animate to it, and it's just a very casual music channel. Yeah, I am pretty introverted in a way that's fine. I I thrive when I'm alone with my thoughts, which I feel uh, less people can do. God, not to sound all I'm special or anything like that, but just I don't know. I don't mind solitude. You know what? I really should do it just so people can learn how I animate because it is weird the way I do it. And I was like, oh, I'll do this for now, just by like throwing PNGs in Premiere, and then I'll learn better. But then I don't know. I just get excited to make stuff, and it's like it's what I know, so I can just jump back into it. But I need to get off Adobe for sure. Like Adobe sucks for obvious reasons, but it's the devil you know. Yeah, I mean, honestly, like if you're kind of introverted and you do this sort of stuff, it's nice because it's like this is how I'm connected to the world, not just not in person. I'm going to create a little ridge here. Because this is going to be a window, so I feel like it shouldn't be touching the table directly. I guess you need to match. So with a lot of environments, I do just feel it out like this. I'm not, as long as you like figure out the broad strokes, like I wanted a big sky, and that's there, and there's a nice little personal space up front. So, oops. I'm not too sure about these monitors now. That's all right. I I all right. So have I? Has anyone recognized me in a different setting? Yeah, that's no, not so much recognized. Um, I have met people and like chatted to them, and then later they were like, "Oh, I already know who you are." So that's also new in my life. So that's weird, but uh, it's also cool. I did go to Lightbox in LA last year, and I didn't mention I was going, but like I didn't have any photos of myself up, but somebody knew who I was walking around. That was a little odd, in a good way, obviously. Nothing negative about that. This will be daytime. It'll be a nice afternoon, tropical rain. Uh, Nice diffused shadows. Yeah. There, actually, I should separate these layers. Thank you, Hyper Animated. For an online shop, I know I should, but now that I'm doing this TTRPG, I kind of want that to be the thing that I ask people for money for. But I yeah, I've been meaning to do other stuff. I contacted some companies that do like YouTuber shirts, but like none of them ever responded to me. I know like tariffs are going crazy, so it's a whole weird world at the moment. But it's like I'm a I'm a designer by nature. Like, isn't that some sort of advantage to have over other people selling gear in your shop? But it's all good. Oh, it blinks randomly. Yeah, this is a very low resource little guy. I forgot that he was up there. I uh, I made his chest bigger than mine, which is funny. Yeah, I'll lift him up a bit. Whoop. I'm not that solid. But it's a program. What's it called? Veadotube. Veadotube. And it's free software, but you can give them a couple of bucks. And it's just 4 PNGs. And it's nice because, like, I don't have like a separate streaming computer, so uh, it's not demanding too much. Okay, I don't really like these monitors anymore. We've kind of like changed the perspective, and I kind of want to fix this up. So let's kill those. Yeah, for sure. There could be like nice stuff. I've never landed the good like rain clouds, and I've got this brush. Rain. I don't mean rain clouds. I'll explain what I mean in a sec. Where did it go? Yeah, so like this is nice for flat images, but I need to figure out a way to make it like animate nice because like, oops, that's a bit big, but like it looks alright, but it's also um, it doesn't animate very well, so that's something I need to work on. But yeah, they will definitely have some cool effects. All right, 3 minutes on. Oh yeah, I'll message you after this. Like I said, thank you for your patience. All right, let's try and curve these guys out. I think something. I think MS Paint is probably nah. Unfortunately, Photoshop is better for comics, but not by much. Um, I feel you don't really need a lot of good software for comics. Like it helps a lot with lettering and everything, but don't need that much. Clip Studio, which used to be Manga Studio, uh, it's got a few little tricks, but I don't even take advantage of them. How to do a shots that pan 360 degrees? I just make them loop to be just make the one end touch the other end fine, and then yeah, you just like you're basically just scrolling a single PNG across a timeline. Like it's like getting it to connect is a bit tricky, but honestly, half the time I'm just if it doesn't matter, I'll just draw something like this. Let me just wait, I don't want to do it that way. So if I wanted to make this into a sliding thing, this is oversimplified, but I'd basically just go grab that, cut it, move that across. Like I would do this pixel perfect, but and then just line it up there, and then trying to, you know, basically glue them together. Let me just be like, oh yeah. And if you're doing the scroll, you can separate the layers and make each background layer move a little bit slower than the foreground in front of it. Cool. Sorry, I'm just getting on track. Do I ever use 3D? I've done a little bit of Blender, and I want to get into it so much more, but it's a whole world. The UI is really big. Not big, just there's a lot going on, and you don't need to engage with every part of the UI. But yes, I'd love to learn some more Blender stuff. In particular, the grease pencil. I would love to do that. So hopefully I'll cut some time out soon to play with that. I don't actually use Clip Studio to animate, and I know there's a whole animate function, which I was like, I'll learn that one day, but I have not got around to it. I export PNGs, and I just bring them into Premiere. So how does a one-shot take? It just varies a lot. Originally, when I was doing my animations, I would give myself 1 day to do them. So, like, a shot would take maybe a third of the day. Now, I'm not... I still try and do them in a day, because I feel like it's good practice, but... now, it can... As much time as I want to put into it. I did recently one with the Beastmaster, and I was like, yeah, I want to do just a whole bunch of frames. And that, if you really look into it, that one falls apart pretty quickly, because I just bit off more than I can chew, and I spent like 3 or 4 days on that, and then once there was too many animals in the shot, it was just taking me forever. So that was one that I was like, all right, I kind of just need to wrap this one up and be smarter in the future. How do I feel about AI art? I mean, it sucks. Like, yeah, I don't know. Everyone's really said everything that needs to be said about it. It's just drafting. It's just drafting from the past, you know. And I've done graphic design jobs for companies before, where like they don't even know what they want, so they're just asking you to do stuff, and then they look at your stuff and they're like, not really what I wanted. I can't describe what I want, but I just need something that will activate a gut feeling in me. And a lot of, at least like AI art that's just based off trawling other people's previous work. It just reminds me of that, where it's just like, you're just drafting, you're just looking, trying to find something that will activate it. And you won't even know why you like it. You won't be able to improve on it. Yeah, I mean that's the basics of it. I'm not as educated as some people are on it all, but yeah, I don't use it. I won't use it. It's the term AI is also it's sort of annoying, because like there's like Joel Haver, and technically his stuff's AI, but it's just like creating frames between stuff he's drawn. So I don't feel that's bad, but also I don't know the software well enough, so apologies if I'm dumb. But anything that's just stealing from stuff that exists, especially without permission as well, is just it's all yuck. These curves aren't going to be perfect, and that's all right. Sometimes also, if I do something and I know it's not perfect and great, I can just redo it later. So I really want to make sure I got all my colors right, and like this is kind of the foreground centerpiece. Oh yeah, like that's. Ugh, I don't like that. I'll come back to it though. The TTRPG is going good. I'm excited for it. Again, like yeah, I'm not trying to be secretive. I just don't want to say anything, and then it's like, oh no, we can't do that. But it's good, and thank you to everyone who answered the survey. That helped a lot. But I hope you guys like it. I hope it's good. It's it's all going to be written by me, obviously. I feel like that's a given, but some people did ask that. Yeah, like I'll be writing the adventure. I'll be writing the campaign, which is cool. I will probably be doing my own sort of like mechanics to it, and I know like that's been done so much recently, and people are probably a bit sick of it, but it will be very lightweight, and it might be just more of an add-on. Oh, I'm sorry if I'm missing messages here. What you bread connoisseur? My existence is good. What's this gluten planet thing you're talking about? How can we help you? At the moment, I try and make this short in less than 2 days. That's kind of my goal, and it's like if I can do that at least once a week, and then I can work on other stuff like Space Station Weird, TTRPG, this one in particular too. This is going to be sort of a different thing. So yeah, it varies a lot. Ooh, I'm getting a little bit lost in the source here because I'm talking and drawing. But that's all right. My classic thing I do is I always just put down, because I'm too lazy to turn the layers off because I make too many, it's hard to find, so it's always drop down a white, put some opacity on it, and then you can draw above it. Because I want some monitors up here, but I feel like they can be a lot further out now. So, like, that wind chime looks way too big now. This is getting some vibes from that into C zones with the technology and tropical location, but it's be like a weather bar, I think, up here, which would have different things. Oh, now we got glass on top, which means we can do some splatters, which would be good. To make it look like an alien planet, I'll probably just switch off green to a different color for the foliage. I feel like I don't want it to be too like alien. Like it's meant to invoke some comfort, so I'll keep it very fairly like related to what we know and love. Some chords in there. Yeah, you should make art. Everyone should make art. I don't like creation gives a reason to live, and for some people, like it's creating a family or it's like a career or whatever. But like making things, creating, it gives you purpose. It makes you feel good. You know, it doesn't have to be art. You know, you can make canoes. But creating. Canoes are art too, actually. Just thought about it. Um, this is the first time I've actually like really streamed. I've tried it in the past before. I tried to stream video games once, and I was like, this is not for me. But I haven't had much practice. But it is. I do find like my. It is hard to multitask. Maybe I've chosen the wrong thing to really work on at the moment. I think I might pause this for a sec. Yeah, I think I might come back to this with like not on stream because just with I can't multitask. But we can draw some goofy stuff. I know a lot of people like the Pinky Guard, and I'm going to be doing some more videos on them soon. Because I'm gonna show off some of the other characters. I think people wanna see these other colors that are part of it. So we got green. Green and red are the two that people don't know. Actually, let me look at my original designs. Green and red are the two that people don't know what their jobs are. Alright, where's she at? Sorry, one sec. I'm just looking through my files. Yeah, this is the one that alluded to it. I can't remember how I designed them. Ooh. Funny thing is too, with the scientist who's white, I originally gave him the blue eyes, the two spectacles, because I'm like, they're scientists, they're a bit nerdy, they can have glasses. But the second I did that, it's like it just becomes a clan mask. It's like, oh damn, I don't want to be accidentally having one of these guys running around. That's no good. The image doesn't work too well, so he lost the spectacles like straight away. Ooh, so green gets a bit of a skirt on theirs. There's a sixth one too, which I haven't designed. So maybe we could like design that live. And that's going to be the corporate. There's going to be some corporate suits, which would have to be, suit and tie reminiscing. So I was thinking something like, maybe the other way around. So they should have little gloves, I feel. Maybe it's all kind of bunched up a bit. So the jobs are gray's experimental, yellow are the flame throwers, blue's nunchaku, and white is scientists. And this is going to be corporate. And green and red, I'll leave that as a surprise because I'm going to work on them in the next month or so. But I'm not sure what sort of visor to give them. What would corporate be? Like a totalitarian thing? I feel like I'm doing a little Castle Crashers guy now, though. So I don't feel like that reads as a tie very well. Maybe we can give him like some high-vis patches. And that could be like... dark? Or have his mask like he's constantly looking down on you? Oh, that's interesting. I don't know if I can pull it off. Maybe they could have a 360 thing going on. Not awful. Could go One Piece style, like the Celestial Dragons. Give them a big old boo-boo. Nah, I don't. I don't like that idea at all. Some kitty ears. We can do that. Paradox. Very fair. I don't know. I'm thinking maybe like just faceless might be nice. Maybe. It doesn't really read too much as anything. Oops. Drawing a few different layers. We could do like a 80s sort of businessman sort of thing. Was it like the Larry King armbands, whatever those guys are? This doesn't really fit in with the other guys, but let's just play it out. The brush I'm using is Clip Studio's default texture. It just says texture pen, and it comes to default with everything. And it's the brush I use the most. I'm not sure. I might just draw a little scene picture in the meantime. While I also look at chat. If there's any characters that I've made that you want to add to this, I can do that. But we'll do Pinky. He's kind of... That's the most popular video series I've done, is the Pinky Guard. And I like it a lot too. But part of me never wants it to go further than, like, outpace Space Station Weird. Because Space Station Weird is my premium horror meets labor story. Even though they got, like, their own unique things to say. And Space Station Weird will always be my most precious baby. My ideas, honestly, my ideas come from just media I want to see. Like I'm my own audience, first and foremost. Which is a little selfish, but it's like you're gonna make the best stuff if you make for yourself. Why is he so short? These are some weird proportions. But I don't really use style guides either, because like, yeah, I just let them bounce around a bit. Like if I ever like work with a studio and like make a show, then that's when you start actually bothering with style guides and like locking them in to where they need to go. Space Station Weird is a series that's not in the shorts. It's like kind of a wide thing. And that's what I started with, but it was just taking me like 3 or 4 months to do an episode. And I was like, I got too many ideas I want to make. So that's why I kind of jumped into shorts. I also jumped into shorts because years ago when Vine closed, I was like, damn, I think I could have made some fun stuff for Vine. Oh well. And these days it's like, oh, there's short video is everywhere. So it's like, oh well, I might as well do what I thought I could have done on Vine, and yeah, you get an audience, which is nice. The post-apocalyptic world I call when society collapsed, and uh, as someone points out on every video, I'm always depicting society, so it wasn't something I really thought ahead of. It was just the first line. Because those first shorts, I just kind of improv'd everything on the spot. Like, I had a general idea of what I wanted to say, but my voice sounded so jarring to me that I just I would just improv everything just so it would flow a little bit nicer. Draw pineapple on a pizza. Okay. I like pineapple on a pizza. I lived next to a pineapple farm for a long time though too. Like a yeah. My favorite pizza is banana peppers, pineapple, and usually a fake meat because I'm a vegetarian. Um, and it's like spicy and sweet and so good. Pineapple farm just looks like rows of spiky bushes. Oh, putting a logo like the corporation on the suit. That is smart. I don't really have a name for them yet, but I should kind of flesh that out. To me, it was always like just a government agency. That's why everything's like. Uh, that's why it's just like whatever's cheapest to do this year. Like they don't, it's people always like throw Slinthal into a volcano into space, but it's like who's paying for that? Like, it's like a lot of real world problems where it's like, um, you do what's easiest today. You don't worry about what's going on tomorrow. I should draw a sand arm. Is that? I'm gonna quickly Google that in case that's something other than. I'm getting an Agara attack when I Google that. So. I'm not sure if this is what you meant, but I'm doing it. Oh, can I draw a bird nearby? And can you draw a kiwi bird trying to eat the pizza? That's a 2-for-1. From memory. I think the only way you can own Photoshop now is through subscription. It's um just don't ever do that. Don't ever pay Adobe Find a way around it. No, I don't have any merch. One day. I'm gonna wait till the TTRPG's done before I do any merch, I feel. And, I know some people are gonna be upset by this, but I've been contacted by like multiple plush companies, and I'm just not. I don't feel like I'd be doing anything different. Like I just feel like I'd be doing what everyone else does, and I just don't get excited by that, and I don't want to. If you like my stuff, I don't want to be just sourcing you for cash for like a low quality plushie. Uh, but I apologize if that's something you want and I'm not doing it. But one day there'll be merch. Oh, favorite anime is Evangelion. It will always be. It came to me at the right time in my life. When I was a young kid, and it has a lot of flaws, but that's all right. I've never actually listened to anyone like doing an analysis of Evangelion. It's just I like it for what it means to me. Do I like playing video games? Yeah, I've been playing Blueprints. If anyone's been playing that, that's been fun. Um, Three birds in a radiation suit? Yeah, we can do that. Um, the favorite critter I ever made? Probably that frog that distorts through, uh, just sort of distorts in space a bit. It's pretty good. Oh, the egg was good too. I do like that egg. I don't know. I like all the critters I make. English dub of ghost stories. I only learned about that in the last like couple of years. It's incredibly good. Frog wearing raspberry hat. Sorry, I did miss that. I will. I will draw that. I recently watched Neo Tokyo, which is a nice little anthology from '85 or something. That was nice. I had a friend recently ask me, like, because I've been watching a couple older animes, and they're like, was there any fun ones before the '90s? And I was struggling to think of one. Does anyone have an anime made before the '90s that's a fun, good time? Lupin, technically, I think is a bit in there. Dang, did I draw that way? No, it's all good. Oh, unpacking's good. I have the weirdest connection to unpacking where it was made by an Australian, but it was made by a roommate of a friend. So I visited that friend one time. So the house that I visited is kind of referenced in unpacking, even though I've never met. I don't even know the creator's name. I've never met them or anything like that. Um, all right, quickly doing a book house. But yeah, unpacking has the Australian grates on the windows, which is a little indicator. I'm sorry, this house is lame. This I did not give it the respect it needs. Thank you, meta person. Oh yeah, okay. Kiki does make it there technically. I haven't seen that in a while. I need to rewatch it. I'm looking at a picture of a raccoon, even though because I don't remember the exact how the eyes go. Yeah, it's just a little house. Put a little guy in there. Oh wait, I do one of the. Put his Apple car outside. Yeah, Evie, I'll write down Whisper of the House. I'll look it up after the stream. Do I like Star Wars? I don't mind it a little bit, but my name's Luke, so growing up, I weirdly hated sci-fi growing up, and I don't know if it was because of oh, I did that the wrong layer. If it was just yeah, because people would always make the Skywalker joke. But then I'm older. I like Star Wars, but I do kind of enjoy Star Wars more the further it gets away from the Skywalkers, like Andor, and I like some of the earlier Mandalorian stuff, and that seems fun. But it's also weird because like growing up post Star Wars, it's like I was reading a thing saying how like that first cantina scene is like it was really like cool to see because it's like a lot more like a real lived in sort of world and all these suits and stuff. But like when I started as a kid, it wasn't that exciting to me. So I feel I didn't really appreciate it when I was younger. The video I made for Mimi's delivery service. No, that's just in its own world. It is referenced. Oh, I'm sorry, I can't remember the artist's name, but they did the actual official film clip. So I took some references from that. So it's kind of in that world, but very loose. Uh, yeah, it does have an anime intro vibe to it. I okay. I haven't played Warhammer 40k, and but I have listened to lore videos. I like Nurgle. Nurgle's Papa Nurgle rules. Um, but I don't really care for any of the human stuff, which seems to be a lot of people's favorite. Uh, yeah, the Secret World of Arity. What is that? I'm writing it on my list. Yeah, Helldivers is cool. I liked it. It's a good parody, and I played with my friends for a while. We fell off at some point, and there's been so much content. We've been meaning to jump back into it, but just haven't. Oh yes, little the frog. Little raspberry hat. I have not watched Kaiju number 8, but everyone, I get a lot of comments on my Pinky Guard stuff saying this is just what that is. So part of me is like, oh, I don't want to like watch it and then copy stuff, but I should just watch it. It sounds cool. Like yeah, can't go wrong with Kaiju's and mechs. I don't know if that one actually has mechs in it, but I know he's on the cleanup crew and turns into a kaiju or something. Something hunched over. No, I've not seen the Ancient Magus Bride anime. Alright, so I draw someone hunched over and then a big scary spider. My favorite movie? I hate that question because I just don't know. Like I like End of Evangelion, and that might be it, but I'm not sure. Uh, when I was a kid, it was Battle Royale. I thought that was the best thing in the world. I saw Brazil for the first time only recently because so many people said it was their favorite movie, and it's really good. It's a really good movie. I can see why people love it. Make him gray. When making something like the Inter-Sea Zones, how do you decide what feels right for the universe and what would go better in another setting? Yeah, like originally I was always picturing the Inter-Sea Zones as rooms, but like that went out the window very quickly. But like when I was coming up with ideas, I kept coming up with like spaceships, and it's like I don't think that's a fit for this world. But those are all very vibe forward stuff. So it's mostly like what's the vibe I want, and then how do I make it come across in the world, you know? Because it's like Cesspludge, which is like a stinky old world, but I didn't want you to feel like you're in a stinky old world. I wanted to feel like it's a place of no expectations, and you get to just hang out. Right. You always got to make buff guys shiny. Then you need to glisten. All right. All right, Scary Spider. Sorry, I'm trying to read messages. It's going a bit slow. You made a parody of the Enter C zones called the Enter M zones. Did you post it anywhere? I'd love to see it. I've been meaning to watch the Delicious in Dungeon anime because I read the manga, so I didn't have a lot of expectations for the anime. But I watched like one episode with some friends, and it was really funny. It was like really good delivery. I was surprised. And then I watched the pilot, and the pilot was a bit exposition heavy, and I just haven't gone back to it. But I will. It seems good. People love it. But the longer I wait, the more seasons might come out. So so yeah, when I'm animating and I'm in a hurry, this is how I'm drawing the. I'm drawing. How I'm animating. I'm just like drawing stuff straight in and then just sort of adjusting on the fly. Which honestly, if you want to get animations done, you sometimes, like in solo, you gotta compromise where you can. This is why do spiders don't have segmented bodies? This one does, but I kind of goofed that up. Oh wait, he needs 8. Let's go. Ooh. The Inter-Sea Zones too was started because of the 2:53 a.m. motel. I was like, I just want to do mysterious vibe worlds. Because whenever like a media tries and do like a weird sort of landscape, they always never lands as much as I like. It's never as weird as I want it to be. That's 2 guns. It's a spider. Yeah, I'll do the 5 kittens in a trench coat right after this one. I like spiders. I have no qualms with them. When I was living in Australia, I found a bunch of redbacks living underneath my desk where my feet were. That was a little scary. So yeah, to do my art, I'm just using Clip Studio and Big Wacom Cintiq. No, I live in Canada at the moment. Uh, Australia's all good, but I don't like the heat, and nothing happens where I grew up. So, and then there was nothing for me there too. How? No, I don't. I'm not really a fan of food. How do you do scary and wholesome at the same time? I don't know. Um, I don't know. I like autonomy a lot in my stories, so it's like I like doing scary, impossible scenarios, but it's also like, what are you what are you gonna do about it? You know, like, uh, I don't know. There's no real um, goal or like me trying to do anything wholesome and scary at the same time. It just kind of ends up there. Um, you know, I don't know. Like, if anything, like, have you ever had moments in your life where something bad happens and it's like it hurts and it stings and it's there and it's like, well, now I'm the only one who can get myself out of this, if that makes sense. And that's something I channel a lot. I feel where it's just like, oh, this sucks. Let's deal with it, because that's kind of life. You don't always get that opportunity in life too, so it's nice when you have the autonomy to do something. 3 kittens in a trench coat. Okay. I'll just grab this. You can go next to them, so you can be smaller. And we're just going to delete these ones. Oh, sorry. Someone mentioned Darkest Dungeon earlier too. I like that game, but yeah, it's hard because it's like I want to run, I want to do perfect runs, but you got to like roll with the punches, and it's beautiful, but like that's life. I'm not doing that in my downtime. I've watched playthroughs of it though. It's a very good game. Ooh, sorry, I keep missing messages here. I do apologize. I'm trying to learn. Uh, I'm doing my best. Ginger Ito is cool. Um, like no disrespect on him at all. Like I think he's incredible, but when you read like a large body of his work, it's like they're not all bangers, and I'm saying that in a really sincere and nice way. Like you do a lot of the his best stuff gets adapted a lot more. So it's like you God, sounds like I'm throwing shade. I'm really not. Um, but like I like that like he has a range of work, and like it's like he's not a claustrophobia type of guy. Like he doesn't like just do that sort of stuff. Like he'll do like different types of horror, and I like that. Ginger Eater's cool. He's into the Beatles and is a happy guy. We can do a green cat. That's all right. Give the spider a top hat. We can do that. God, I've goofed all my layers up. What do you study or media do you consume to be good at all the things you draw? I don't know. Like, yeah, I watch a lot of anime. I watch a lot of cartoons. Oh, I didn't mention this, but obviously the huge influence on me is old Mobius. Like, and you can see that in like Scavenger's Reign and stuff. Like, that's when it comes to like doing landscapes and like illustrated work. Look at Mobius's work. That's some really good stuff. Cowboy. Okay. Yeah, I'm Australian. UFO with a tongue as a tractor beam. Okie doke. No, I don't have any pets. It sucks. I never know where my citizenship is going to lie. I never know what country I'm going to be living in, so I can't give a pet a good life. I'd probably get a German Shepherd if I could. I used to have a pet duck. I'd love to have a bunch of ducks, but I probably need land for that. Boomslank? No, I haven't. I'll look them up. I love big mechs, but I don't give them justice compared to a lot of people. Um, yeah, those lines suck. Just give them the old classic. I have not seen Gurren Lagann. That's definitely one of those. I feel like I'm so out of the cultural zeitgeist by not watching that, but I should. Projects in the near future. So there's a TTRPG I'm working on, which will have a Kickstarter in beginning of next year sometime. There's my shorts, which I can't do forever, unfortunately, because it's just so demanding and every it takes me so many hours just to like get these shorts out constantly. I love doing them, but it's finite. I can't do it forever, unfortunately. But that Space Station weird. That's about it. I have talked to some studios about doing stuff, but I don't know. I don't even know if I want to. Nice for the resources. It would suck to have executives making changes. But if I want to make some money in the world, I might have to work for a studio. All right, that's the tongue. For Mobius, it's John's. His Gene something is his real name. Gene Garrard. I'll paste it in the chat. There's a good chance you've seen his stuff floating around too. So just Google that and you'll see his stuff, and you'll see like how it's an influence on me, how it's an influence on like Scavenger's Reign. The SCP Foundation, yeah, of course. SCP is cool. My favorite ones are just like OCs, or it's just like a hot guy that's like a Dracula. But yeah, like, again, like not all of them are bangers, but just the community aspect of it, it's so good. Like, and there's so many like little indie games made off of them, and yeah. Is Hollow the robot? No, it was the psychic thing. Oh yeah, I like him. Let's draw him. I want the chunked up one, I think. So let's go below. The big. Oh, he's got the big, like, chunky, his big paws. I love him. If you guys haven't, if anyone has not seen Scavenger's Reign, please do. It is phenomenal. Yeah, I was thinking about doing 1 month, 1 day a month, doing a little drawing thing. Maybe like the last Sunday of every month, but I'm not too sure. I was worried about the tech side of things, and like, it's definitely lagging a bit, just because my internet's not very good. So, but I don't know. If it seems to be fine if apparently you drag it back a bit, so maybe I can do it, and maybe even look into multi-streaming. I do have a Twitch account. I haven't used in a long time. So yeah, maybe I will. This guy needs a little shine. Shriek. Oh. See if I can remember what the psychic little things look like by memory. It was like kind of white, orby. I think like a slightest bit of blue. Mars Express. What's that? Like, is it a show? Also, common side effects is from the I can't remember his name, Joe something, who did Scavenger's Reign, but Common Side Effects also very very good animated show. Oh yeah, that Mars Express sounds cool. I will 100% check that out. I got a big list of things to check out now. No, feel free to ask me questions. I'm not planning to do a Discord server because I am not going to moderate that. That is no, I that's too much. I don't care if people make fan ones, but I'm not going to. I that's a whole ecosystem that I want nothing to do with, unfortunately. Like I'm on my own Discord groups with friends and stuff, but I don't know, man. Like I don't know. YouTubers with their Discords and weird things get going on in them. It feels it doesn't feel good. I don't want to have to like worry about setting up moderators. Yeah. I might be a bit being a bit extreme with that, but yeah. Yeah, we can do Senshi. I gotta look up a reference image. I don't remember him too well. He's too short for the background. I'm gonna have to. We're gonna get just a little bit of him over here. You can have some bread. Some very orange bread. Recent TV shows. I recently watched The Studio with Seth Rogen. That was just fun. I enjoyed that. And I started watching Alien Earth, which is very cool. I love a good cassette punk. It's like probably the king of the cassette punk stuff. But I'm only 2 episodes into that, so. Dan to Dan. Yeah, I've been watching the anime. It's really good, but I'm a bit older, so it's like I don't like seeing schoolgirls' underwear. That like ruins it for me, and there's even though every sexual assault gets foiled, it's still in there. But Man, they've got a budget. There's some real sick animation in that. So I've only done a bit of D&D. I've never DM'd, because I've just never learnt the systems well enough. I am now, so I will be practicing DMing my own TTRPG. So I think it should be good. I'm usually alright at some improv stuff, so yeah. Laser eyes or stretchy powers? Stretchy powers, for sure. Make a big old wallop fist? Hell yeah. Throw a little King Bigfoot in the background. What am I doing? It's too little. I played chess when I was younger. I know it got popular in the last couple of years, but no. And my go-to drink is coffee. I just like a black coffee. King Bigfoot. I came up with him as just a. He's always kind of in the background. Like you don't get to know his story. You don't like it's. He's always just you're kind of in the aftermath of whatever like amazing things he's been up to, and I find that really funny, but also kind of relaxing. Yeah, he's just a guy on the horizon doing cool stuff, and we get to benefit from it. Favorite urban legend? I don't know. That's a good question. I just don't really have an answer, unfortunately. I don't know. I remember being younger and looking up real life Matrix glitches. That was always fun. Do I have a time when I'm done peeing and when I flush? Like, nah, man, I don't need that on my in the books. That's for the universe to know and care about, not me. It's 9:15 p.m. here. I'm in Toronto, if anyone wants to come fight me. Thank you, Edwin. For storyboarding, when I'm good, like I will plan it out. But it is a lot of it. I I don't always do it well, but if I'm doing it good, my main thing with my storyboards is just making the eye travel, especially because I do a lot of text for accessibility. So like you read the text. So if I can guide your eye with the text and like let that flow into something, then I've done well. The oddest thing I've ever drawn? Who knows? It doesn't exist anymore, but when I was like mid-teens, I drew a picture of Spider-Man kicking a baby, and I thought it was like some real heavy stuff, you know? So that's kind of the stupidest thing I've done. Oh, how did I make this 2D avatar? The program is called what's it called? Video Mini. I'll put a link to them because it is a free software. But if you got a few bucks uh, to swing them, please do. But yeah, you just need to make 4 PNGs. It's very resource light. It's took me like 15 minutes to make. Drawing for vertical, I feel yeah, I like it. It's nice. I feel like I get to do layouts that people really haven't done before compared to like when you do the movie ratio. It's like a lot of shots will feel similar, so for that it's nice, and because it's in like feeds and stuff, it feels almost like uh, you get put into the world really quickly because like you know if you're on reels or shorts or whatever, you just watch some guy mow a lawn and some guy other guys just build a pool, and now you're watching one of my cartoons, so you've kind of been set up. So I like having that preloaded thing, and I feel like I can just make smaller, tidier backgrounds compared to doing wide shots, and that's fun too. So I like it, but there are some like action scenes that I've tried to implement into it, and it feels very cramped. Because if I want to do someone walking from the left to the right, and I want it to take a while, it just doesn't have a lot of space to do it. All right, I'm gonna try and draw the Shin Godzilla by memory. Wait, it's got the middle form, not the final form. Thank you, everyone who's saying nice stuff. That's really kind. Hey, a lot of people say I'm wholesome, but I honestly, I'm just calm. I don't know what's going on in everyone's lives for them to think I'm a wholesome dude. I'm just I'm just calm. So when I do those panning shots, I draw them all together on just different layers in Clip Studio, which is nicer than editing because then I'm just like playing with the colors on the fly and like figuring out how to use the space. Um, so yeah, I know that it all works in Clip Studio before I even start animating. Um, yeah. How many hours do I work a day? Uh, it's a lot. I'm all over the place. Honestly, like I do the mangaka hours sometimes, and it's like, oh, I shouldn't. So there are a lot of 14-hour and 16-hour days. but I also have a lot of 3-day weekends when I feel like it. So it's I'm kind of like in the zone or I'm not, which is such a privilege to have that ability, to be honest. So yeah, I work hard and a lot, but not always. But yeah, I'll post animations, and I'm like, this is a very like sad concept, and people who watch it will just find they'll make the wholesome in it somehow, whichever way they can. Um, which is sort of good because like a lot of my work is intentionally kind of vague, so you can find whatever you want in it. Oh, that's awesome, Landon. I'm happy to hear that. I used to have a bunch of Copics. I used to be really into them. And I used ink and brush for a while. And I really like that and would like to do more of that, but it's mostly digital these days. This is my main occupation, but it doesn't really pay that well. What's the reference for your drawing and storing ideas? Drawing reference is just doing things I like copying a lot of anime, Mobius, stuff like that, as I was talking about. Story ideas is just, I don't know, just stuff I want to see. Stuff that I think would be like, that'd be a cool movie. Indie animators and creators I like. Worthy Kids is a big one. He's I think he's younger than me, but he's an influence to be like, oh, you can just make your own stuff. Like you don't need to make something that appeals to an existing subset or anything. You just make your own stuff. So he's pretty good. Voon's good. Or Voon. Yeah, they're the ones that come to mind. Uh, you've got like Oni and Zach. They've got some incredible comedic timing that I've always been a little bit in awe of. So they're pretty good. Um, oh yeah, Punch Forever. That was fantastic. I didn't watch it until the second episode came out, and I was like, oh, I'm an idiot. Incredible timing, incredible art. Uh, yeah. Oh god, I'm sure there's more. I'm blanking at the moment. Lots of old Newgrounds stuff for sure. Dad's Home, Ultimate Showdown, Destiny. All good stuff. Favorite Big Top character? I'm sorry, I do not know the names, but just the main clown. He's just got the best timing, I feel. Corey Spaz Kid. Yeah, man. Like, I know he does a lot of porn stuff these days. I mean, I think he always did, but he did that. Was it Real Big Fish song? I can't remember, but like he animated hand by hand, like frame by frame. Like he's nuts. Are you doing more stuff about uh the one with the alien universe and they didn't come back? I'd like to. Like that was originally an old comic idea I had. And again, like I didn't even know what to do with the aliens. I just had um, I just wanted a road trip journey with a bunch of like teens basically that were just like, where do we belong in this world? And it would just be super that, uh, which would be cool to do. But at the moment, nothing planned. Yeah, I can draw a flying puppy. The YouTube animator Let's Play channel Pipeline. I don't know who they are. Sorry. Are they solid? Do you recommend them? Oh, I was also early Adult Swim, man. That was also so good. I mean, there's still good shows on Adult Swim, obviously, but Brack Show, C Lab, Space Ghost. As a kid, that like fired off neurons in my brain. Um, there's so many things I made that could just be an Adult Swim bumper, I feel, or at least like I was inspired by that. No, the three goblins are brothers. I've never mentioned that, so they can't kiss. Tips for expanding visual and imagination. Uh, hmm. Just absorb media, I guess. Watch stuff that you don't normally watch. Uh, I think there's got to be a better answer for that, but it's not coming to me right now. I'm mostly self-taught, but like I was an illustrator before I really like bit the bullet on learning how to animate. So like I did come to animation with like illustrative skills and color theory and composition. So that's obviously a stronger point than I have than actually animating. Like if you go through like my 150 something shorts, I think you'll see like 4 walk cycles. So I am self-taught, but I do need to learn my fundamentals a lot more. That's why sometimes my characters are a bit goopy, jumping around on the page. That's all right. There's a bit of charm to it. Like, I'm not making stuff for a studio. I don't need to perfect all that just yet. Oh, a book I would recommend is Understanding Comics. Uh, that is still like a cornerstone to a lot of stuff I create. Um, but there's one panel in particular that I always think about. I'm going to share this. So it explains like some of the more theory behind comic making, but this one is like a huge part of my animation. So this is a bit of the secret sauce that you can steal. So it's like I may have drawn an axe being raised in this example, but I'm the one who let it drop, or decide how hard the blow is, or who screamed, or why. So like first panel, now you die, no, 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 and then you see a scream, and it's like that, dear reader, was your special crime. Each of you committed it on your own style. So it's like I hate exposition dumping and like I leave intentional gaps because then your brain has to like actually fire up and connect the dots. And I don't always do it well, but I feel like that is one way to engage your audience. Like let them figure it out and um like less say less, show less, but in a way that I don't know, you can see the edge of the story, you know what's going on. Because like I like Rick and Morty, I think it's a really good show, but it annoys me so much when every joke is explained. Like they gotta like the visual humor is not always there because it's like um they explain it to the audience. So uh, that's just a small thing that I like doing when I'm making my stuff. I feel like all the colors in this thing go together. Is there something specific you did? Not exactly. One thing, at least for my style, is I don't really. Oh no, I do sometimes, but in this, I didn't use any blacks because when you put blacks in, it really sort of darkens up uh, things in a way that I don't like. So, because I'm using this like brownish color, it uniforms my flats better. So, okay. So with pinky in the middle here, um, like if you wanted to use a dark gray with him, it's not going to work. It's going to look weird and offsetting. So this like brown line art will make me pull all my colors back a bit. So it's like if I want to use gray, I got to bring it back at least this much. And now we got a little experimental dude. Um, but that's kind of the basics for it. I have not read the animator survival guide. I'm an idiot for not doing it. Like it's important, and I will eventually, but I haven't read it. I've done a little bit of pixel art. I've got the they're really popular software. Uh, Ace Bright, yeah, I got Ace Bright on my computer, and I've done some little stuff with it, but not a whole lot. Hootie from the Our House. I have to look it up. I do know the Our House, but yeah, like I also say I'm self-taught, but it's like the internet is such a nice resource. I'm just like, if I'm ever stumped, I just say how to, and like look it up on YouTube and just skim a guide, and it's like, oh, that makes sense. Like, there's a lot of resources out there, um, even though it's getting harder and harder to find stuff, just the way search engines work. But it's manageable. What do the aliens look like in the Alien universe? I'd say they're probably like the Greys, because they got the classic UFOs. So, I don't go to college, and I didn't go to college. I got into uni because I'm Australian, and I didn't go. And it was for animation, and I regretted it for years. So that's a it's a funny how that all worked out. Uh, the shine on the scavenger rain guy is white. The big hunched over buff dude is slightly off white. Like all my friends have permanent student debt, so I kind of goofed into a good position there. Even though Australian student debt isn't as bad as North American. Thank you, Xanathar. 865. Favorite software? I like Clip Studio. I like Audacity just because it's free and nice and has a bunch of plugins. Um, I think that's it. I'm just going to keep adding to the background here. Yeah, Inter-Sea Zones would make a good TTRPG. Um, the TTRPG will most likely just be one thing. I was contemplating like putting all my worlds in there, but I'd rather do one thing good. I don't know what this dude is. It's requests and messing about. If you want to add anything, just say it. And I do apologize if I miss it in the chat, though. This is we're just goofing. Have I ever romanced a character in a video game? Jack from Mass Effect 2. And when I was playing Hades, I tried to romance the Medusa head. But she was like, "Hey, we're just co-workers, man. Come on." Oh, you're right. He does have the Attack on Titan stuff. One thing I like about Attack on Titan is they made the big guys not weigh much and have these really weird pyramid-y builds. So it's like they probably don't make sense in space, like in 3D space, but it's alluded to that they were. We'll do a little. I'll do a little distance on this guy to show like the cheap and easy way I do it. We're just gonna give him some color first. Species of bird that I think would be fun to draw. The kookaburra is always good. Okay, this is how I do some big characters sometimes. It's pretty boring, but so the blue and the line art for this big guy are in a folder, and then I put a clipping mask over the folder, and we just use a gradient. So I'll use white, but if it was green, it would look like this. Whoa. So I do it to white, to transparent, and then I just do that. And that's how I do a lot of my big characters. So it's like, oh, he's off into the ether, into the clouds. Which would you rather be for a day, an elf or a dwarf? Probably a dwarf. I like dwarves. Dwarves are good. Massive bee with a village on its back? I'll do like a silhouette of one. You can hang out with this guy. Sorry, I'm being lazy. There's Beetopolis. Yeah, I'll throw this up on Twitter when I'm done. Draw a goober. I can draw a goober. The key is just get the eyes right. You've got a goober. I occasionally play Minecraft. Me and my friends will just crack open a server and play, and then we all kind of dwindle off and then stop playing, and then 6 months later, a year later, the urge returns, and we go back, and they're actually updating it a fair bit now, which is fun. I got friends who like to build like iron farms and that, but I'm always just building cottages and decorating. Do you have any theories of aliens? Great Filters, Dark Forest do theory and that. I can't remember what the term is, but I like the one where it's just like colonizing is just a very primitive thing to do, and a lot of societies are like, they create stability within their own, like they'll silently observe the universe and silently just like create a utopia for themselves. I like that as a theory, but when it comes to believing stuff, like it feels impossible. It's like saying something isn't true and saying something is true feels like they both feel silly. So, yeah. Oh yeah, I could post this on a YouTube post too. Yeah, I'll do that. Oh yeah, I could do a bit of something for the Undying because I've never quite revealed like a full proper shot of what he looks like. Like you can see it in that one, but it's very foreshadowed. Um, yeah, let's do his big toe. That sounds awful. Thank you, Grim. But yeah, with aliens, like, there's got to be like bacteria out there, right? Like, we're not that special. I know there's a lot of stuff going on, like how we've kind of got reverse order for the exoplanets and stuff like that. So maybe we are a sanctuary planet that can grow bacteria, but I don't know. Oh, and I'll add Krill from Hollow Knight. Sorry, I got excited because of Silentful. Because I made that. Yeah, there's a good chance for alien fish because there's Europa and there's another moon that's got a nice little ice crust going on with geothermal. But I don't think we found any actual evidence. Chocolate or cheese? I would choose cheese. For learning new art styles, it's just copy things you like and just practice. Like, it's like nobody wants to steal anyone's style, and like that's valid. But like when if you're making art for yourself, you can just paint the Mona Lisa. I don't think there's anything ethically wrong with that. Like, just try different stuff, and it's like, especially with illustration in comics and cartoons and stuff. Like, I don't know, you'll find a way someone draws a mouth, and then you'll like that, and then it'll slowly just get incorporated into your style and stuff. So just steal, really. What is my day-to-day fit? I I'm in rugby shorts and a t-shirt most of the time, to be honest. My apartment at least is nice and warm, so it's my heritage to back home. Yeah, I play video games, not as much as I used to, but uh, yeah. And this is sad, but I've got Baldur's Gate 3 and Disco Elysium are downloaded, and I just haven't had the time to play either of them. Um, but they're not going anywhere. Rugby is football. One of the Australian footballs. Good night to everyone who's going. Yeah, I'll do Pyro, but I missed one before because it's a Hollow Knight character, which is another game I own and I have not played. But if I wait, I can like line it up with the with the Silk Song thing and not be waiting like everyone else. Where did that go? Quirrell. Oh, this guy's got a good pose. Little guy. Uh, okay, I have not watched K-pop Demon Hunters, but my friends keep telling me to, so I will eventually. Um, Indie games, video games in general, changing release dates because of Silk Song. I don't know a lot about it. I just know that people are annoyed. Because I did Explore Whale Island, and a lot of people in the comments were like, "Great, another Silk Song." So that was my main connection to it. So yeah, sorry, I don't know enough about it to really say. I've seen a bit of their house. I haven't sat down and watched it all, but it looks good. Um, I was originally turned off of K-pop Demon Hunters because it just felt like very like insincere because it's like there's a lot of rough stuff going on in that industry, and it's like they make the characters love food even though they've got these huge like body standards on them. But my friends who like K-pop say the show's good, so I should not be so much in my head about it and just watch it. This is Pyro from memory. He's looking a little rough. This has made all this stream. This is just goofing. We did a bit of this, like setting up animation, but I don't know. It was a bit hard for me to talk and work on it. I need to go into my sage mode and get glowy eyes and not pay attention to anything. But yeah, there's a lot of video games I have to play, but last year I made myself play Outer Wilds, and what an incredible game. Loved that. For my shorts, I do 1080 width by 1920 height, and I do 24 frames per second, and I usually animate on threes, but sometimes I'll go a bit faster if I feel like it. Have any video games inspired your art? Nothing specifically, but like, I don't know. Didn't explain up. Growing up in Australia, I pirated so many Super Nintendo games. I'm all into the JRPGs and like the old Harvest Moon and that. So I feel like that's got an influence on everything, even though I'm not really doing pixel art. Don't forget. Oh, I should drink some water. Thank you. One sec. I'm such an idiot. When I did that Q&A video, I recorded like, it took me like 3 or 4 hours to record, and I just didn't drink water the whole time because I was just like, my brain was preoccupied. So if you ever watch that Q&A video, my voice just gets destroyed by the end because I'm an idiot. Red versus Blue. No, not really. Like I knew about it growing up, but I wasn't super into Halo. Even though like you don't need to be in Halo to like it. Uh, but yeah, I got nothing against Rooster Teeth. I just never got into any of the Rooster Teeth stuff. Let's open this canvas up a little bit. Buff Bird, you're gonna have to take up the front. Do I have bad habits? Yeah, but like, why would I share them? Ooh. Used to be an alcoholic. That's the whole thing. Which I'm not going to get into, but that was a bad habit. Uh, it took me just a bunch of goes at it. The way I broke the cycle was I just told all my friends I was doing it, and then I was just too embarrassed to drink around them. And there's a lot to it. I wrote a little comic about it, which is up on the Gumroad. It's a little, it feels embarrassing now these days, but yeah, just kept trying. Just fail, do it again, fail, do it again, and then eventually stuck. Um, and I was a manager of a liquor store in Australia a long time ago, so I got to see where you end up at the end of it. Sorry, not trying to be depressing or anything though. I played a bit of like the original Halo, uh, but like none of the real a lot of the stuff that came out after the fact. Uh, I think it's good. There was something very solid about it that I feel like a lot of games haven't really captured. Um, and like I've never seen the TV show, but I find it so funny. Everyone's just like angry because he takes his helmet off, which is like it's a valid thing to be angry about. Thoughts on anime? I love anime. Anime's great. Like I do find it funny. People like just adults really getting into like the power scaling and stuff, like the show and jump stuff. I love it. Like I really like My Hero Academia, but like in the perspective of it is a show for 10-year-olds. Like it is fun, and I know that's not all anime, but yeah, anime rules. Small walrus friend, absolutely. Go-to ice cream is French vanilla a lot of the time, which does make me a bit basic, but sometimes peppermint choc chip. I don't know about you guys though, but in Canada, everyone's like, "Oh, that's the toothpaste ice cream," and it's mint. Yeah, that's in toothpaste, but it's still delicious. I do like JoJo's. I've only recently started reading the manga, so I'm not very far into it. And that has rugby at the start. Big buff 14-year-old JoJo. It's like these massive calf muscles. I'm we got Cylindrical's toe in. I don't want to draw him fully because I actually don't have a fully accepted idea of what he looks like standing up front on. Hey, too many options. Like I said, you can kind of see it in that one animation, but God, I love these two. These two rule. Oh, my generic music stopped. Throw that back on. Lavender ice cream? That does sound good. I should try that. I also love there's some Philippine ice cream brands that are really good because it's like mango and coconut milk. That stuff's incredible. With Beepo and the nefarious Utopia class ship. Um, in my original script, there was nothing nefarious about it. I was just like, you want absolute paradise, you got to race for it. But then I was putting it together. I was like, no, let's make this a bit scary, a bit dodgy. Um, but yeah, if I could do Beepo fully, it would be a big rat race movie with all these little factions running for the last shuttle. All these scrap slingers. Just a bunch of desert weirdos. I use the Wacom Cintiq and Clip Studio. The anime Sergeant Frog. No, I have not heard of that. Yeah, I'm writing Sergeant Frog down. The reason I don't do fill is because I don't like making closed shapes. So, like, there's a bunch. Like, look at all the gaps in this walrus. One, it's too much. So yeah, I use the brush because my line art is not pure. It's not vectors and stuff. I'll use it sometimes when I'm doing more like the backgrounds and stuff, and I like actual close off areas. But for the most part, it's the brush. And also the like because I do sketchy stuff, Phil won't like get these little gaps and stuff in the corners too. So like I still have to manually go over it all. Yeah, Beepo did suck all the resources out of the planet. That's why it's fallen. A kookaburra? Yeah. I gotta look up a reference image though. I can't remember their patterns. Oh yeah, they got the cool eye. I love when they laugh because they kind of like retract their head. In Australia, I used to feed a kookaburra sausages all the time. It was cool. I probably wasn't doing him any favors by doing that. I'm sure it was probably like super unhealthy and like wrecking him, but I didn't know better. I put magpie sounds in my animation sometimes. I should put some kookaburra sounds in. Yeah, I used to watch the kookaburra get bugs and like smash them. Like he would swing them against rocks to kill the bugs and then eat them. I don't know if he needed to do that, but that's what he did. Thoughts on Among Us? I never played it. Like I watched some videos. I used to watch videos of Space Station 13, so I really loved that. So Among Us was just like such a watered down version of that wonderful little social game. Uh, but oh, the Among Us like official TikTok commented on a Pinky Guard video because I guess yeah the Pinky Guards are a little bit Among Us like. And I can't remember what they said, but I just wrote in reply in caps, just brand engagement a bunch of times, and they never responded again. So, oh well. Draw some toads, having a little tea party? Absolutely. When I was a kid and would go to the Sunshine Coast, there would be gift shops with just toads, basically like taxidermy stuffed toads in different like positions of way of life, because toads are a pest where I come from. And I don't see that anymore. I guess there's less animal cruelty with that. But like they'd dress them up as surfing or playing cricket or doing the dishes. Pretty morbid, I guess. It's a weird toad. Let me start again. But yeah, growing up with toads, they'd always be like in the yard and stuff. And you try to scare them away, but they're kind of dumb. So like they would always just jump in a random direction. So half the time you'd come out and be like, "Get out of here!" and they'll just like jump into your leg, panic, and then run off. They're cool dudes though. It's, favorite animal might be wombat, but I'm not sure. I grew up in Queensland, but I live in Toronto. At least for now. If you know the Sunshine Coast, I used to work at the Caboolture drive-through, the liquor store. Yeah, I can add toad. Don't even need to look up his design. How perfect is that? The problem with toads though is they're poisonous to dogs, and dogs can try to eat them. So you gotta if you got a dog, you can't have toads around. They're like so in Queensland where I'm from, they're an introduced pest, so they're like not native, and it's a whole thing. It sucks. Oh yeah. I spent a lot of time in Burpengary. No, not dogs. Toads are a pest, but they're poisonous to dogs. So hyper fixated on this. What's the Walmart logo? I'm cheating. That's allowed. Walmart. Yeah, Burpengary, I think it's one of those indigenous names, but like within Australia, a lot of places have these names, and like they say, it's indigenous, and then indigenous people are like, we have no idea what this word is. Like, I think Indrapili is a big one in Australia, and Queensland that's like that. All right, I gotta do competitive Walmart in the background. My mic is right next to the tablet, so I think you're just hearing me tapping away. My setup is pretty simple. Alright, dragon line on top. Alright, I'll turn up the music a little. Let me know if that should go down. These are the little people trying to get the dragon down. This one guy has a knife. What should we put in the background here? I've got a lot of empty space. Where's your line? Yeah, I love Stardew Valley. I think it's a really good game. I did some weird stuff there. Yeah, I haven't played it since release, and there's so much stuff in it now that I've been meaning to sit down and make a new play and go through it. Have you guys ever seen the mods for Stardew Valley? They're so telling on sometimes on what people want, where they're just like, it's the base game, but now this character has green eyes because I want them to have green eyes, and I love all that sort of stuff. All right. All right, we got so many things. All right, let's. All right, I'll do these in order. Let's start with the flying mech. Thank you, Mr. Biz. So you can see this is where my sketchy, like, negative space line art falls apart. It don't work for mechs so well. So when I do mechs, I gotta take a bit more time with them. But that's fun too. It's like part of it. Yeah, absolutely, we can get the Junimo in. Alright, fly mech. Big tree. Oh, we can cheat for this too. So just praising Clip Studio a little bit. Like, they've got these wonderful brushes. Got some nice leaves. I like using... I've used this one a little bit. Just dabble enough line art for it to hold its form. Not my best tree, but we got a few to get through. Cool. I'm cheating again with the brushes, but this helps. That whoop. Clip Studio is a free trial if you've ever used it, so you can do. It's fun to play with. Ooh, that's not awful. An egg. We can do an egg. There we go. Triple. Alright, let's go back to that brush. I hope that counts as a triple. Now, I remember the Junimos, well, they were basically a pea, or something, like a square pea. Oh, kind of like an apple. Trying to think where to put him. We'll put him on top of Godzilla. Scale doesn't make a ton of sense on this one, I guess. Giant foot and ankle. This better not be a fetish thing. Alright, a flying cow. And a normal, we'll put the normal cow down here. Thank you, Lukey. Biplanes attacking the foot. I am kind of locked in. I'm like, I don't want to. I want to get all the stuff in, and I don't want to. I keep missing people's requests, and I feel bad. I want to get some. Yeah, little green guy. Let me double. I'm doubling over to see. Well, we need a Yggdrasil and Bidoof. An alpaca wearing shorts. All right, we got this. Damn. Can't remember Bidoof. Sorry, Bidoof's up in the corner here. We're running out of space, which is creating some issues. The alpaca. Where's the rest of his body? Don't worry about it. Okay. Ooh, I may not get everything in because I'm starting to run out of space. So some things are getting tiny. Little owl nest. Yeah, I'll put the tiny egg next to the other egg. Alright, I might just do the world tree, and I'll probably call it then. Sorry, I'm not going to be able to get everything of these last requests in, but if anyone has any questions, now's a good time, I guess. But yeah, I'll spend a little time on this tree anyway. I don't have many days off, to be honest. I like kayaking. I do a bit of kayaking. Cool Alice, a shout out. Wishbone Animations just put out a micro pilot thing today, so if you're looking for other YouTube animators, check out Wishbone Animations. They did some. I really like it. It's got some effects, some blending of mediums, which I quite like. Who do I romance in Stardew Valley? The purple-haired girl who likes video games. Which honestly I feel is not the best choice, but that's what I did. Next time I'll pick a better one. What's my process for making ideas come to life? I just think of stuff I want to see in the world, and... Well, no, I mean stuff in media, because not in the world exactly. And I just sort of zoom into a point that it makes sense for me. And that's it. Will I stream again soon? Yeah, at the moment I'm thinking like last Sunday of every month, but maybe there'll be a better schedule. I gotta get a little bit better equipment or internet or something though to really like tie this together in a way. But yeah, I'll stream again. This is nice, and I don't know. Maybe like I like drawing while I stream, obviously. So maybe I'll figure out a way to have a good way for it to blend. Whether it's I get like a buddy on or something, I don't know. But yeah, I'll stream again. What do I like to cook? I like vegetables. I do a lot of roast vegetables. I have ramen with egg every day, basically. And I like baking. I bake cookies a lot. Yeah. Which of these characters could I take in a hand-to-hand? All of them. I'm strong. I'm really strong. No, I've never found a rattlesnake. I mean, like, plenty of poisonous snakes growing up, but not rattle. Favorite kind of cookie? I do like the Anzac biscuit, but basic chopped chip. Oh, I've baked cookies with almond flour, which I hadn't done before, and they come out really good. It's just really overpriced, the old almond flour. But yeah, almond flour cookies. Favorite musician? Oh, that's a hard one. I don't listen to a lot of music, which is really sad. I don't know. I've been listening to Big Iron on repeat for a little while. I don't know why. Favorite color? I like blues. There's certain blues that mean a lot for me. Okay, so I'm not exactly excited for Silksong because I haven't played Hollow Knight, but I own it. But the longer I wait to play Hollow Knight, the less I have to wait for Silksong. So it's like, maybe I'll just like duo them together. Australian ramen, we just had like 2-minute noodles, so they weren't great. But that's me saying what I would get from the grocery store. I'm sure there's better ramen around, but there's nothing like super available. And also, I haven't lived in Australia for 10 years, so everything's kind of different now. Like, I visited, but yeah. Am I into pixie toast? Is that like fairy bread? What's pixie toast? Hey, just sent a fairy bread. Yeah, I mean, I haven't had it in a long time, but fairy bread's good. My favorite character to draw is probably boyish, cute knight. It's sometimes I come up with like a high fantasy story, and I'm like, oh, which one of these knights would be good for it? And I always just want to do boyish, cute knight, but the goblins and physical Ted have not had enough screen time, in my opinion. I do work out. I just lift weights at home. It's nothing too exciting. It's just like my apartment's small, so it's just dumbbells. It's not too exciting. I can do a pull-up. That was my goal and I achieved it, so that's nice. Yeah, I guess there's a lore drop, but so boyish cute knight's origin is he was raised by dwarves and he makes his own armor. That's why he's kind of good with a lot of different weapons. He's dwarf mentality in a human body. Yeah, if you want to learn animation, just go for it. If you look at my early shorts, they're basically just 3-panel comics with like 1 or 2 frames added in. Like, I've gotten better over time, but yeah, just yeah, just jump into it. Just, you can go as slow as you want. Because it does seem daunting, it does seem like there's a lot to it, but it's not that bad. Okay, Alright, I'm definitely not a fitness guy, so I don't really have good advice, but for me, it was just make it easy. My routine is dumbbell curls, overheads, push-ups, sit-ups, squats, and I don't have to think about it. It's like, usually I'll like put my lunch on, whether it's the rice cooker or something in the oven, and then I'll just work out for 20 minutes every second day, and it's easy. Like, if I had to rotate my workout around a lot, I'd probably get... It'd be just... Your brain would just be somewhere else, and it'd be hard to do. But, yeah. What's the funnest thing to draw? Muscles! A big, lumpy guy with muscles is good to draw. So good. Alright, so... I'm going to end this here. I'll post this on a YouTube post thing and also on Twitter if anybody wants it. And I will check out all this cool stuff everyone recommended. I'm just drawing on a PC. It's Windows, Clip Studio, using a Cintiq. So, yeah. Thanks again. So, yeah, I think I will do a streaming schedule. And it'll just be probably like this, so just answer questions and that. I got a feeling I might get someone else on just so it's easy to do, but yeah. That's it. Thanks again, everyone. I got the chat on like major latency, so if once I shut it down, you guys will still be there for a minute. So I guess I'm just dragging it out a bit, but thank you again. And yeah, look out for me saying when I will be streaming next. All right, have a good night, everyone. Sweet dreams.